Welcome to our Wholehearted Chat with Joy Resor today. And as you know, in the Wholehearted Wonder Women 50 plus global community, each week for the last few weeks, we've been coming to you with a nice warm chat with one of the authors and just asking them questions about themselves, their life, their work, and bringing that here to you, to all you beautiful people in the community. So I'd like to welcome Joy Resor. Hi, Joy.
Hi, Lulu. Thank you.
Nice to have you here. So, I'd like to tell you that Joy's chapter is she's chapter 8, and it's called Mine, the Lessons of Your Life, Uncover Hidden Joy. And Joy has a background in as a minister, a spiritual mentor. She also has received a BS in mass communication. And, like her name, Joy, she is very much a bundle of joy, which is wonderful, especially us women in our 50s plus. We need much more joy to just keep us vibrant. So I see that's truly with you, Joy.
Thank you. I'm unbelievably grateful that I've healed into this version of myself. And I think we forever are evolving, some of us more consciously, some unconsciously, but that I am this person having an extraordinary life. I'm happy.
Beautiful. I know in your chapter you give a few different things that happened in your life. I wanted to ask you just to give a little bit of information, maybe about one of the story, because you kind of told little stories. One of the stories, particular that that actually struck a chord with me, was the one about the near fatal.
The the faith, the one.
Sorry, the near fatal, when you were told that um, the accident that happened
Oh,
was
oh,
near fatal.
you mean, okay, I'm like trying to remember what was my story, but the
Okay,
one where I was in a car
yep,
accident
that one. Yep, yep.
and and then my car was rear-ended and totaled. Right, first of all, I'll backtrack. I prayed to be protected in that accident. I mean, before the accident, I was on the highway and I was going downtown to interview a woman named Faith for the church newsletter. But I didn't feel right about it. I just had these feelings and I chalked them up to, oh my gosh, I am driving where I've never gone. And lo and behold, close to my destination, a car crashed into me and sent me through a green light on a one-way street. About a week later, I went to the police station. I had to file a report or do something, but they showed me a notebook of the car accidents on May 1st, 1996 in Cleveland, Ohio. It was a very thick file. And so many of them were marked fatal.
Mm.
It gives me goosebumps to name it again, Lulu and watchers, because I felt unbelievably grateful that I lived in that car accident. And that car accident gave me a host of lessons because I held that accident in my body for 9 years. My dad had been a physician when he was alive, and he brainwashed us never to go to chiropractic. And I needed chiropractic from that accident. I needed So when I finally got led to chiropractic, it was just such a lesson to me of that we don't have to hold things in our frame. If we can discover the tool, be led to the tool, be given a way to feel better, we don't need to wait.
It's a, from that story, what I got was, one moment in time can kind of change us, do that whole 180, 360, a real pivot in our life. That one moment in time can be such a new discovery and a new healing. And I do associate those types of things, that's what's brought you also to your joy, because as you said, it could have been that day that was no more on the
Yeah.
planet. So
Yeah, I'm glad that spoke to you.
mm,
It is, because life is fragile.
it is, yeah.
We have known people that the accidents, the diseases, the death, I mean, we are not guaranteed tomorrow. And this is why I love moments like this.
Yeah.
We're sharing this moment, Lulu. The other thing that gave me, what was, I just had that thought right before you spoke. What was it? Well, it's gone. I
It'll
don't know.
come if it, but I do acknowledge and feel their feelings of how precious life is, like more so than in my 30s. And I know each day is not a given, so we do have to make the most of each day. So living from that preciousness and that joy, that wonder, the things that we've talked about in our Wholehearted Wonder Women 50 plus book. Everyone's got a different story and they bring that story, so it resonates with the reader at some level, and we see that interconnectedness that we have between us. So I'm going to ask Joy a few questions today. I've got a few little questions to ask her, and then she's going to give an offer if you'd like to be included in something she's offering. So let's have a look what my first question was. Or I'm going to do them maybe in a different order. So what is your passion or favorite hobby, Joy?
Thank you, Lulu. I don't actually have much particular, other than because I love everything. Moments. I'm passionate for engaging with awake people that these consciousness conversations I can have with people. I adore that. I love food, and I love not overeating, just savoring bites of food. I have slowed down. So I have a real passion for just the moments of life that we're given. I feel unbelievably, because I'm loving my everything.
Beautiful.
I wake up and I love waking up. I go to sleep. I love going to sleep. Thank you.
So I can see you can see the joy that Joy brings to just your little computer screen or your mobile phone screen. She's bringing lots of joy to us. So it seemed the appropriate thing to ask Joy, what's the happiest time of your life
It's these days
now?
now, because these days that I am sharing life with this man named Michael, who you met, because I wrote this morning, we fit like a hand in a glove. The ease of relating to this man, the the gifts he brings to me. And every day, almost, we are looking at each other and saying, we are so blessed to share what we share. Yeah, I'm having the best days of my life.
Fabulous.
And I think it is because my consciousness has grown, and I'm not beating myself up from the inside, and I'm love myself and my work. I mean, at any moment I could post something from one of the books I've written. I'm going to be in a live event this weekend, actually, which I'm doing this, but we're all going to be wearing masks. We're not going to be able to see the smiles except in the eyes, but we're having it. So yeah, it's in my local. So if anyone's in the Asheville, Brevard, Flat Rock, North Carolina area, it's called the Roto Psychic Expo at Blue Ridge Community College this weekend.
Cool. What do you value the most and why? But I want to do a slight different spin on this. What do you value more now than you ever did before in your life?
Well, can we talk about anything here? Like
Anything.
Anything, because the fact that I can eat and I go to the bathroom every morning and maybe more in the day, like I eat and I release. And I was constipated for over 50 years.
Wow.
So I'm going to say that having a working digestive system is one of the things I'm extremely grateful to have.
Yeah. See, we talk about anything on this Wholehearted Chat. We're open and real, and say what's important. And as with age, things could go the opposite way. So you've got this different feeling in your body that maybe you hadn't for many, many decades. So that's wonderful. Yeah, great.
Yeah, I had a stomach ache for so long, and things were not working. Yeah.
And it's amazing, really, how, we've talked about the body a couple times today, how people do put up with things in their body. We kind of get to a stage, and I'll include myself in that. We get to a stage that we've just put up with it so long that when we actually do shift it, we're like, oh, wow, I do realize I've been carrying whatever. So, the actual somatic awareness in our body is very important. I often have my naturopath, talk to me about, she says, you're so aware in your body that you can name the feeling or the sensation and I think that's years of being aware and doing yoga and doing meditation and being in stillness. And, if we slow down enough to really tune in, we learn so much more about ourselves.
Yes, well named, Lulu. And I resonate with that. I'm very aware of the feelings in my body and what is going on. And slowing down has been a path for me. I realized a year and a half ago that I'd been racing through life. And it actually came at the same time that I was dating Michael, and his pace is naturally completely different than mine. But it enabled me, the awareness and being with him enabled me to shift.
Mm-hmm.
And we live with pauses, with spaces, with allowing things to unfold and not needing to rush anything. And it's been really great.
Mm-hmm. And I liked how even in this chat today, we had that pause in the middle that you paused to kind of recall. And I was like, yeah, in the past, people, or including myself, want to move forward, keep moving. And I think it's an illusion that we need to do that. We don't really need to do that. The whole term human being, we're human doing all too much. And, the more times for being, the deeper presence we have in ourselves, and then the
Yeah,
joy arises.
exactly, Lulu. And we know that being present, giving presence is an enormous gift
Mm,
to another human being.
mhm.
And I don't know that I'm the only person, but I can remember any person that gave me presence because it wasn't very many people in my life. People were raced, they'd say, "How are you?" But they wouldn't stay to listen to my answer. And I was answering. Thank you for asking. So, yeah, presence is a pretty awesome thing.
Yeah, yeah. And and also, the deep conversation that you mentioned at the start, that it's really great when you're with others to have these more depth in conversation that we probably didn't in our 30s or 40s. We do have that little bit more space, and we are always learning. Like, I'm never at a point where, well, I know enough of that. I want to be curious and want to know more, or want to know a different perspective. So, the rich times of the allowing enough space to also connect in a different way with others.
Yes, that's so beautifully named. And because when we give presence and breath and space to another person, it enables them to express in ways to us that maybe they never had been able to, because we are the ones that gave them that space.
Mm-hmm.
If I bring up something that happened, for you may have seen it on Facebook, but a month ago, we were coming home from a road trip. We were stuck in a huge traffic situation because ahead of us, a car had blocked the highway. And we're just sitting in our car waiting. It's a beautiful day. And after 20 minutes, I think, Michael got out of the car and I turned around and he was adding bubbles to our bubble machine. He had bought, I had said something, I had blown bubbles at another traffic thing in June, and he said, "We need a bubble machine." So he filled the bubble machine. He's like, "Open the sunroof." And we put the bubble machine blowing bubbles to the back. I mean, because it was aiming in the back and the wind was
Mm-hmm.
going bubbles, bubbles. And then after a couple minutes, I decided I wanted to stretch. And when I stretched, people came over. So the people from behind to say, "Thank you so much. You brought me joy today."
Mm-hmm.
And people from the front saying, "I wish I was behind your car." And Michael, knowing who he used to be, this angry asshole when he was years ago, and he said, I would have been so angry with bubbles hitting my windshield. But who knows, we entered these quiet moments and we brought something to them that maybe no one had ever brought to a traffic jam before.
Yeah.
And, you know, we will never travel probably without that bubble machine again. And we'd been on the road with it for 2 weeks and we'd never used it until that moment called to Michael to bring that to it. Like, we get to decide every moment, what are we bringing to this?
So that's the pondering that Joy is bringing to all of you today. What are you going to bring to this moment, and how can you actually bring more joy to the moment? This is like a daily pondering, if not every hour. You know, start daily and then you might move to every hour. You know, what can I bring to this moment? How much joy can I bring to this moment? We are actually a little over time, but I want Joy to share with you what she's got on offering so that you're aware that you can connect with her after this chat.
Thank you, Lulu. I have offered this ever since the pandemic, when I lost connection with people. So I started a Zoom connecting with women every week. And honestly, it is the highlight of my week in many ways, because I am engaging with women who want to engage with me. And everyone enjoys it who comes. So the offer is write to me at joy@joyonyourshoulders.com. And I will put that below this. And that if you want to be on the list. And what you will receive is every Tuesday, you will receive an email with the 2 Zoom times that this happens, because I do it twice on a Thursday, once in the morning and once in the afternoon.
And that's every week.
It's every week. We listen, we engage, we enliven one another. We share. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So that's Joy's offering. She has a group Thursdays, twice on a Thursday, and you can get on her list. So she's going to put that under the video in in our Facebook group, so you can connect with her. And yeah, I just want to thank Joy for all the joy she's brought to this conversation, but also to the book. And it was lovely. She traveled down from North Carolina to Atlanta when we had a mini in-person launch after the book, and it was lovely. I hadn't met Joy before then, so that was lovely. Even though we'd connected in the last year through other people, it was nice to really meet in person and have her and Michael in my home. So thank you for this wholehearted chat today, and feel free to connect with Joy. Also, just from my side, I've been mentioning that I am having another book coming up in 2022. So if you have any women in your life or yourself in this group that are entrepreneurial and also want to write, let them reach out to me. So I'm looking for authors over 50, and we're writing about sensuality, intimacy, pleasure, and passion. So some nice juicy topics, and that can be both with yourself or with a partner, and with life. So the perspective of your own intimacy with life, or your own sensuality in your own life. So many points of views can be written there. So I'll put my details and you can reach out to me as well. So thank you, Joy. Many blessings to you, and thank
to
you.
you.
And if you're watching the replay, know that you can connect with any of the authors in the group at any time, and look for our next week's Wholehearted Chat. Bye for now.